What's going on, guys? God bless you. Carlos here with Serranos Mobile Detail in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. So today's video, I want to show you guys a little bit of how I do my presentations when it comes to paint enhancements, right? I'm sure as many of us, you guys get questions all the time where a customer inbox you and they'll be like, hey man, I want a buff, right? And that's it. Buff has so many terms, so many different things that, you know, many customers just think a buff is a buff, right? So when I get those kind of customers, what I tend to do is I tend to ask for 30 minutes of their time for me to come on and do a demonstration. So the way I do that, right, is I show up to the customer. And I've always told many guys that I've spoken to, presentation is key, right? So when you show up, you know, you're the first person the customer sees. They're the first, you know, just it's gonna show your business overall, right? So this is the way I do it every time, and hopefully this kind of helps you or gives you an idea of maybe how you can do it differently. My way may not be the most correct way, but it has definitely helped me in my business. So hopefully it helps you in maybe creating a different idea of how you can attack this. So what I use is I usually carry a marker, right? I'll carry a marker or and tape also for the demonstration. So let me get the tape. I know I actually had it somewhere around here, so give me 1 second while I look for it. Oh, thank you.
Hi.
This girl. All right, so hopefully I am in view, guys. Hopefully my camera doesn't fall, so just bear with me. All right, so what I tend to do is when I get to the customer's house, right, I will split a small section in half, right, as this, like this, and hopefully, all right, so to start off with, being in the car wash business for 14 years, you kind of know a little bit of what they offer, right? What is the one thing that a full service car wash offers you every weekend when you go? You want a hand wax, right? How much is that hand wax? Usually $50, right? 30 minutes or less here in Dallas, right? So for me, that package here, if they're looking for something close to the $50, right, I'm at $100. That's gonna take me less than an hour to do, right? So what I do is usually on this area here, I will do the $100 wash and wax, right? This is what any car wash will offer you: wash and a wax, right, for $100. Since we're mobile, I'm at $100, right? The next one up is gonna be what I call my paint enhancement package. All right, that one is $300, right? What does this one include? It's gonna be a strip wash. It's gonna need a iron, clay, and a wax, right? Okay. And then the next one up is gonna be my one step, right? That includes the strip wash, obviously, iron, clay, and your one step. Okay, so this one here is usually $500 up to about $650, right? This one here takes about 1 hour. This one here takes me about 3 hours. That's a 3, sorry. And this one here should take me at least 5 hours, maybe 6. Okay, so whenever I get to the customer goes inside, I usually do 3 sections of what I'm gonna be providing for them, right? So this one here, I'm just gonna literally throw some water on it, put a basic wax. There's no corrections, there's nothing, right? On this one here, I will do usually just a like a clay, and then I'll put the wax on there, and then here I will do obviously a clay and a good one step. and then I'll explain to you the reason I don't do these, obviously, because it's going to take more time. But a good clay and a good one step is all you really need for the presentation. But once they choose a package, obviously we're going to do every step. All right, so once I finish everything, the customer comes out, checks it out, right? I usually have a customer start from left to right. So they'll start here and they're like, oh, well, this feels the same, right? And then here they're like, okay, this feels smoother, right? And then once they get over here, you're able to feel really nice smooth finish, right? Then what I'll do is I tend to carry a light with me at all times, and then from left to right I'll make them see the car, right? So I'll be like, check it out, right? So obviously as we go to the right, the defects are more less obvious, right? This one here, obviously we're aiming to at least a 60 to 75% of defect removal. So then they see it, right, and they're like, dang, you can't even see nothing here, right? So once I finish, right, they'll ask me the prices, and I'll be like, well, this one is 300, this one is this one's a little bit higher, but it is going to take a little bit longer, right? So usually once it's all said and done, this one right here is out the picture. The $100 package is out. Usually customers don't even buy this, right? Because I usually tell them, you want it cheap, go to the car wash, they'll do it for 50 bucks. It won't hurt you, right? But if you're looking for a quality wax, a quality finish, these are your two options, right? So my rate is always pretty good on the 300 or the one step. This is where I'm aiming at any given time when I go do an estimate for a customer. All right. If at the end of the day, the main issue many customers have is what? It's money, right? That's your main issue you will have every time with the customer, right? They're like, oh, man, I really wish I could do this one just a little bit high, right? And it's always good to conversate with the customer. Just ask them, what is your budget? What are you able to afford, right? Because at the end of the day, this one could be $650, is probably because it's pretty hammered, right? But if you're able to do it, maybe, for less, if you think you're able to do it for less, hey, go for it. Just have a conversation with the customer. But usually these are going to be the two most popular package I get, is a basic hand wax and the one step, right? But at the end of the day, we all come up with different ways on how we can sell to our customers. For me, it's always been presentation. It's always been meeting the customer in person to really see what their paint looks like, right? Because sometimes they want a one step, right? But maybe it's not $650, right? Maybe it's not even $500, right? Maybe you can do it for $450, right? But at the end of the day, it's what you see, what kind of paint it is. Some paints are tougher to work than others. Black is a hard color to work with, right? So you got to look at all that into consideration. But at the end of the day, this is a little bit of how I give a free demonstration to my customer, right? It costs nothing to them. Yeah, maybe I spent, maybe 20 bucks in going to their house, right? But at the end of the day, I don't even see it like that. I just see it as an opportunity for me to really show the customer my passion, why I love doing this, and it just puts more value in where their money's going to, right? And I tell that to a lot of customers, right? I don't want you to spend $600 on me if you don't even know my work, or I'd rather give you a presentation of what I'm able to accomplish for you before you spend a substantial amount. Whether you're spending $300 or even $100, it doesn't matter to me what you spend. I just want you to know that you're about to put whether $100 on this package, but I want you to know what your finished quality is gonna be, right? Every customer's is different. Some people don't want to spend this kind of bigger volume of money, but at the end of the day, it's our job to just let the customer know what you're able to perform and deliver to high expectations, right? So no matter what they choose, I'll make sure I put all my experience into the package that they choose, right? So I just want to kind of come up here and kind of show you guys a little bit of how I have done a little bit of some presentations for customers whenever they're wanting a paint enhancement or a buff. This is a little bit of how I have done it for years, and it has worked amazingly. Again, you don't have to use this marker. I just use this marker today for presentation to kind of show you guys what goes into each one. But when I get to the customer's house, usually I just put the 2 tapes, right? And I already have it in my head. This was 100, 300, 1 step. And then I guide them with the light. That way they can see, they can see the progress on each paint. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, for watching this video. And, you know, let me know in the comment section what you think about the video. Again, God bless you guys, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. Be safe.